Good afternoon. This is Sky Saunders. I'm your host, Sky Saunders. Now, I'm trying something different than I usually do. I'm using what is it? StreamYard? StreamYard? I haven't used this in weeks. It's been a very long time. I've been using my phone primarily. Um and I am trying to see what I can do here. I'm trying to figure it out. Trying to see something. Um Okay, so if I put in this information, what will get back? Let's see, cash app. Then I do this. That should be that. All right. I think we're going to be in business now. Okay, there's two people in here. I'm surprised. It's supposed to be a billion people in here, but I'll take three people. I'm glad about that. Early, there's three people in here. I don't know who's in the live chat, but I appreciate for being here. Let's get right into this. Pusha T allegedly used a ghostwriter, and he is being looked at as a hypocrite for using a ghostwriter because he was going after Drake for doing the same thing. For me, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with ghostwriters. I don't have a problem with people writing for singers or rappers or anybody as long as they can perform it. I mean, there's a story. There was in the docu series with Mark Curry, the one of the bad boy artists. He wrote a song "Come with Me" for Diddy, and it he was not satisfied with the way that Diddy was performing it. So it's like it's a weird kind of way of seeing things because it's like he has a he had a way of writing the lyrics down, and then Diddy was supposed to perform them the way that he wrote them, but he was not satisfied at all. So I think that it is incumbent upon the artist to make sure that they understand how the flow of the words go and how it goes, and just recognize the different nuances that go into writing a song or a rap. Um, Pusha T, he's one of my favorite rappers. I think he's the Allen Iverson of rap. You think of Allen Iverson, what do you think of first? Crossover. He had that crossover. He had a mean crossover all day and a shot. He was a volume shooter. But and he's in the Hall of Fame for that. He never won a ring, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Um, and his jersey is retired into the rafters at 76ers um, Xfinity Center or something like that, I think it is. Um, but it just it's just really weird. But uh, can you guys see this? Can you guys see the or is that just me? I think that's just me. I can't remember if you can see this or not. The advertisement banner on the bottom. I can't remember if you can see it or not. I think you can. If you can, let me say, subscribe to Z Therapy Holly Currency on YouTube for all your Zumba needs. Move and groove to the rhythms and tell your friends and family members to join in too. Tell her Silly Sky, that's me, sent you. Now I'm holding strong on 3 viewers. You're not saying anything in the live chat. Now I spoke too soon. Now I'm holding on to 2 viewers they're not saying anything in the live chat, so that's alright. I'm just experimenting with this. This is because whenever I get a call, the daggone show goes crazy. The goddamn show goes crazy, so the sound goes out. Like, I don't know why, but that's what happens. The sound just completely drops when I get a call, so that's something they can work on. I don't know who has to work on it, Apple or YouTube or maybe both, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Pusha T, one of the greatest lyricist of all time. His forte is coke rap, crack rap. That's my favorite style of rap. Cocaine chic. I love, Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, the Ghetto Boys, UGK, Mobb Deep, and of course Clips, the what Pusha T is related to, and a host of others. Jadakiss, Fabulous, the Wu-Tang Clan, Raekwon, Ghostface, they all talk about selling crack, selling coke, selling some hash, selling weed, selling whatever on the streets, to you know, finding different avenues to get that revenue, you know. So that's important. But I'm just gonna talk about I'm supposed to talk about another topic, but it's not published yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna work in that thread. 'Cause it hasn't been published. I don't know why Vocal hasn't published my story. I'm about to go ape. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I still don't understand why it's not working. But the Cash App is working. Dollar sign Skylar Saunders 1. Remember that. Anything that you can do, remember that there's Skylar Saunders 1. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, Pusha T. Pusha T renowned for his penmanship, not penmanship, that's how you write. What he writes, his pen, his the strength of his pen, um, is very powerful. Yeah, he brings in different elements of street that alright, Wiz! Wiz is in the building. Salute to Wiz. I'm doing something totally different. Is it different on your side? Because 'Cause I'm doing something different. Can you see the banner? Can you see the banner right here? Wiz? Say it ain't so. I know. Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind if he has writers. He would mind because he said you don't even write your songs. Like, he said that in a song. Exodus was it 23:1? I think that's the song he made. Talking about Drake. He said, and you don't even write your songs. Okay, great. I'm gonna keep that up for probably the remainder of the show, unless somebody else, another sponsor comes in. Salute to you, Wiz. Thank you for coming in here today. It's not going to be, 115 people in the, in the live, so I can just count on that. It's going to be about 3, 4, maybe 5, 7 tops, something like that. But that's cool. I just enjoy getting my words out in the atmosphere. So that's what it is. And then to people that like you, Wiz, I appreciate you. Rappers have writers when you are MC. It's different. Ooh, okay. I know that people, it's not rap, it's hip hop. Like I know too. I ain't mad at you. MCs are in hip hop, rappers rap. That's the difference. But I still think Push is a dope MC, even if he had ghostwriters. Let this be true. This is all related to Quentin um Miller. Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller is the he was an announce writer for Drake. I think he even explained the fact that he was one. Salute, King Hazy, only Hayes. Salute to you, sir. Salute. Pusha was an MC until today. Drake a rapper. Well, it's alleged. It's only alleged. Not It's not, set in stone that Pusha T had writers. It's only been alleged that Quentin Miller has something to do with uh, his pen or his lack of pen. Jay-Z has writers and he bite a lot. Yeah, I think that's true. But Jay-Z also writes for other people. He wrote for Dr. Dre, for Still Dre. And that was a hot song. That was a good flow. Like Dre he floated over that beat. He floated over that beat. So I have to give Jay his props on that regard. In that regard, Jay took Ye lyrics. I think it was the other way around. I think Jay wrote for Ye allegedly. Like on Otis, allegedly Ye got his lines from Jay Z. I'm just saying allegedly, not particularly fact. It's all alleged. Pusha T, Ghostwriter, and Lil Nas X. That's why they had matching outfits. That was good, Casey. 5 people in here. 5. It's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. I probably get 11 total viewers. I usually get like 118, 120, sometimes 1,000. I don't know what the difference is, but it's what it is. Um, Pusha T, Ghostwriter is Lil Nas. That's funny. Yeah, but Push is still, that guy for me. He's one of my top, I don't know, 10, top 15, top 20 rappers of all time, MCs, whatever you want to call them. Whoever's an MC or a rapper, whatever the case may be. One who engages in rap music. What do you call that? One who's a microphone controller, a microphone, um, master of ceremonies. MC. But like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, DJ Vlad was talking about this with somebody. I can't remember who he was talking about this. But he was saying like how in the rock world, like Elton John, he has a writer, Taupin. I think his last name is Taupin. Let me make sure I get his full name. Name it. Bernie Taupin. Bernie Taupin is a writer for is the writer. He is his main writer for Elton John. He has been for decades. Um, and I don't have a problem with that. So he writes a song. This is like any songwriter. Songwriters are songwriting teams. This whole team, not just individuals. There's teams who come up with the three you know 3 verse structure, the chorus, bridge, kind of structure of songs. I'm not mad. I'm really not mad at that. It's not a problem to me. Doesn't bother me in the least. Um, it's something that bothers people, rubs people the wrong way. Like, oh, he needs writer. Oh, he got writers. Oh my god, he got writers. He's not a real MC. He's not a real rapper. He's not real rap. He's got. Who cares? So what? As long as they perform the song correctly to the liking of the person who wrote it, I don't really care. I don't think it's a problem. I don't see it as a problem. Um, I think it's more of I think it's more of a boon, as a boost to the artist because they're able to focus on the sonics of the beat, how to navigate the different words and put them in context and make them better. That's what I like. That's what I would rather see. But like I said, Pusha T, he writes. He would have to have a really in-depth writer. He would have to have, like, a street nigga. We'd have to have a street nigga to write his rhymes. He's talking about, like, a 500,000 20s, like, a billion where I'm from. Like, who else would write that? Who else would write that? And then, he would say, uh, what did he say? He said, "The chapters are supposed to be awkward. We got the tennis balls for the wrong sport." Excuse me. We got the tennis balls for the wrong sport. Anybody knows there was an interview he was talking about. He was talking about how like the different very very street kind of things. He was saying how like tennis balls are used for issuing cocaine. They cut open the tennis ball, put the cocaine inside, and then just reattach it and throw it around the neighborhood. And the cops at this point, they didn't know what it was. I'm sure they know by now. Been it's quite some time, but they're using tennis balls, for carrying drugs. And this is Pusha. Pusha's not so. And he says, what does he say? He says you're supposed to put hold on. Let me say the lyric. Let me make sure I say it right. I'm looking it up right now. You're supposed to put the first 500 in the safe and lose the combination. Who would write that? What is that? That is street level stuff. That's not like not too many people will do that. Not too many people will say that. That's extraordinary. Like you're supposed to put the first 500 in the safe and forget the combination. What? That's street stuff. That's street shit. It's street level shit. I mean, not a lot of people can probably write that. I would say Pusha. That's one of his own bars, and that's not even a bar. That was his introduction to a song, into a song that he was talking about. Let the smokers sign the coops. Who talks about smokers signing any coops? That's real street level stuff. That's street shit that he's talking about. Very few people are aware of that. But yeah, so I respect Push. I respect his brother. I love Clips. Clips are the vanguard for that street level rap. It's like they're the audio version of a Feds magazine or Don Diva. And I don't know where the hell those magazines. I don't even know if they had those magazines anymore. You're the coke rap. That's right. Well, I think Jay Z is Shakespeare. Push is more like David Mamet. You gotta look up David Mamet if you don't know who that is. DAID David and Mamet Mamet. Look up David Mamet. I think Push is the David Mamet, or maybe the August Wilson. Look up August Wilson. August spelled month and Wilson Wilson. August Wilson of cool crap. Jay Z is probably the Shakespeare of cool crap. But this is what's so interesting though. This is why Jay Z is like the Michael Jordan, because there's so many different people, and this is why I was trying to make the correlation, that with NBA players with rappers. Jay Z is obviously Michael Jordan. Pusha T is obviously Allen Iverson. I make those distinctions because I hope that people can see those parallels and the correlation between those NBA players and the rappers themselves. Um, but like I was saying, no, Jay Z not to me. You can only use sports analogies with Jay. Pusha is 90% original. Uh-oh. I think you use speech analogies with multiple people, like Eminem. Eminem is Bird. Ye is Magic. I would say Biggie is either Shaq or Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm still trying to teeter-totter on whether I should say Shaq is Olajuwon or Shaq, or Biggie is Shaq or Olajuwon. I'm still not sure about that, but, it's very close, but, that's just my, those are just my takes on different, rappers and ath National Basketball Association players, but, yeah, so I'm not mad at Quentin Miller. If he wants to write for Pusha, that's cool. If he wants to write for Drake, that's cool. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't make me mad. Emma's next level, but I feel he was black. If he was black, no one would care. Explain yourself, Wiz. What do you mean? Why would nobody care? I think is it because of his lyricism or is it just his presence or what do you think? Why wouldn't anybody care? If he was black, this is a hypothetical question, by the way. We would still go after him, I think. He's white, just happens to be the high selling rapper of all time. Irony, right? Black man's art, white man's gain. Again, gotta love it. But he knows he's very self-referential. He's self-aware to use black music so sufficiently to make myself wealthy. Hey, we have people list. Oh, like okay, like Twister and Tech Nine who do the same style as him. M is a big Twister is my second favorite rapper. He's my guy, and I like Tech Nine's business model and his ability to be independent for the most part. I think he's on another label by now, but he was very independent for a long time, making like $2 to $3 million a year, which is amazing because he just sold, just he just did touring and didn't have I think he had a distribution deal, but I don't think he was signed to a major label. So respect to Tech Nine. Respect, but, M has a totally different, not just a style. He has a totally different pen. He has a totally different outlook on the way. I mean, the way he had Slim Shady and Eminem and Marshall Mathers. How he had the split personalities. How he had the different, um, humor songs, the different gross out songs, the horrific songs, the horrorcore songs, and the nasty rap songs. Then he has a whole plethora of different songs that outmatch almost anybody. I think Jay Z beats him because he has a different flair for being there, but he's very close. He's close to Jay, which I think is the greatest rapper. Jay Z is the greatest rapper of all time. Eminem might be 2 or 3. He might be 2 or 3, somewhere around there. 2nd or 3rd best rapper. Yeah, but if you write somebody's song, you write somebody's song. That's it. I don't care. Like Mark Curry was making fun of Diddy because he was like, "They're my enemies, they're my foes, they're my he's stepping on my toes. Come with me." Like, what? Like he wrote the song, so he knew in his mind what he wanted to express and how it should be expressed in a recording. He already knew what it would be like. That I guess didn't matter. But anyway, okay. We have people like okay, I already said that. All right. So yeah, I don't know. It's very weird, very strange, very weird, very, very weird. Um I don't knock people for having writers. I just don't. Be a problem with me. I don't know. But I'm just being honest. I don't have a problem. Unless you mess up their writing. Unless you're like Diddy, he messed up the writing. Unless you're Diddy who messed up the writing. So do you think no malice? Well, it's back to malice by now. It's better than Pusha T. Yes, I do. I'm gonna say Pusha T is better because solo albums aren't the best. Um, I mean, what is it? Are they not so good because it didn't sell as well? Because Pusha T was number one on the Billboard charts, which is almost dry. So if Malice, it's Malice now again. If Malice had the idea of um having his solo work go to number one on the Billboard charts, I mean, what would that mean? I don't know what that would mean. But yeah, Malice. People say uh I can't remember what they said they go for, but this is my thing. You go to Pusha T for the knowledge, you go to Malice for the wisdom. Okay. I want to see what Malice can do on his own. I think he is more of a conscious rapper mixed with a little coke. That's good. I have one person Wiz, you must be my only person watching you now. Fine. Not numbers, just solo projects. Okay. Not numbers, just solo project. I can respect that. But I think I think within his verses are what's so important. The distinction and the power behind his words. I like when he says, "When you went to Bentley, the Porsche ain't shit." Like that is just a real line. Like a Porsche. Like this is multi. Some of those models are like multi-$100,000 cars, but mostly Bentleys are like 90,000 and up. Um, base price. Base price for a Porsche sometimes is like 80,000, maybe $70,000. But a Bentley is usually like 100,000, 90,000 to $100,000. It's different levels of Porsche. Yeah, there are different. Okay, I think should they should do a double album like Outkast. They might. Who knows? I just love how they're still. I mean, I hate to use the R word. They're still relevant, but they're a factor. They just won a Grammy, so they're a factor. They're more so in the scheme of things of able to make more records in their late 40s and early 50s and still have a presence in the game of hip hop. 918 Spider is better than most Bentleys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's levels. There's like you said, that's a good point. There's levels of Porsche. But most Bentleys are like baseline 90 or maybe even $100,000. A used Bentley is like $90,000. Most Bentleys cost $100,000 plus. They're not mass produced. That's why you don't see them on the street. You can see, oh, that's a Porsche. Oh, okay. Look, that's a good looking Porsche. That's nice. Look at that Porsche over there. That's nice. That's a good looking car. You don't hardly ever see, a Bentley and going down the street. It's very rare that you see a Bentley. They're not mass produced. Porsches are mostly mass produced. They're mainly mass produced. Even though they're a luxury item, luxury car, depending on whatever make, some models are probably mass produced. There's a difference. That's what he's trying to do. We're going into the weeds with this, but that's one of the lines that really sticks into my mind because nobody really says that. Nobody says the distinction. And I love when he says, "Little street tales worthy of Don Divas." Mouse was talking about a 9/11, yeah, with the 9/11s revving, remains like it's 9/11. Yeah, alright. You can get a Porsche used for 50 or 60K. The SUV are horrible. Yeah, are you talking about why are they horrible? Are you talking about their performance or their, cosmetics, the look of them? Why are they horrible? What are their ability to be used or to just look at them? Why are they horrible? I'm about to move on to my next subject. I'm trying to, transition here. Oh, somebody could who can afford many Porsches and Bentleys. The divorcee, I think you probably say, of 2 men, one of them very prominent, Jeff Bezos, uh, Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott has given over $1 billion, that's $1.1 billion to HBCUs or historically black colleges and universities. Okay. Their longevity, they aren't reliable. Okay, got you, okay. I respect that, I respect that. If you've driven one, that's good on you. I tip my hat to you, sir. I've never been behind the wheel of a Porsche. Anyway, Mackenzie Scott, $1.1 billion to a list. There's a whole list of, um, HBCUs, including from my state, Delaware State University. She gave $20 million. She's given 19 million here, 21 million, 17 million, a few million there. I don't know how she calculated, the different ones, but she's it all accumulates, and she gave 90 college one, I think $71 million or something like that. She took it all because of the late great Toni Morrison, the novelist, one of my favorite writers, and she just ran it from there. She had a divorce settlement with Jeff Bezos, one of the wealthiest men on the planet. I think she got, like, I don't know, some tens of billions of dollars allegedly. I don't know how many billions of dollars, but she got lots of money now. So, she's using that to, um, to show for herself, to help out the black man, and a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, well, she's just a nigger lover," you know? That's all she is. She's just a nigger lover. Making sure the little nigglets, get their education. But, salute to her. If she wants to do that with her money, that's fine. I, though, would love to see her do something else with her money. I made a satirical letter to her saying she should give to the Ayn Rand Institute and the Snitch Network. Both of these organizations promote the idea of objectivism. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So, she has given over $1 billion to HBCUs. That is extraordinary. And I think she's not done. More HBCUs, I think, still in existence. So, it'll be amazing to see that. That would be extraordinary. That'd be extraordinary. So I would say, salute and tip my hat to Mackenzie Scott. But Ayn Rand Institute, if they were to be given $20 million, $30 million, $100 million, $1 billion, we could see a whole revolution in progress. We could see a whole revolution take place if we were able to do that. That would be extraordinary. And same thing with the Snitch Network. Mr. Choice Star Terrains. idea for safeguarding it, people, smart working people that just want to come home for a beer or something like that, and then shots rip out into a bar and they get hit. Somebody sees it, and doesn't want to say anything, but the snitch network is saying, no, say something. You see something, say something. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the label snitch. Snitches get riches. Love to say snitches get stitches, but snitches get riches. It's beautiful. And the Ayn Rand Institute is promoted primarily and with vigor and strength by Dr. Jerome Brook. He's able to, channel his years as the president, CEO, and chief executive of the Ayn Rand Institute into his YouTube show, which I highly recommend. Here's, you know, if you get off of my show, go to YBS or Jerome Brook Show. If you need help spelling it, YARON Brook, BROK show, SHOW, of course. And just check him out. Just check out his takes on the news items of the day. And that's what Mr. Choice Terrain does as well. He excels at that. Make sure that he breaks down things objectively, like you're on broke. They use objectivism. They're objectivists, but they're not, their shows aren't objectivists. They're objective. The difference. The objectivist is only in Ayn Rand. The objectivist, works or interviews or anything like that are all her novels, her fiction, her nonfiction. Those are all objectivists. Anything else is objective. Just to make that distinction, I think I can make a distinction for Miss Scott. I think I can. That's kind of crazy. There we go. There it is. All right. So yeah, I just think it's amazing how much money, it's all about money. Everything is money. I mean, it's like anything though. It's like fuel. It's like blood, you know? Blood in the body, if it's clean, if it's good, if it's, it can nourish the organs and nourish your entire system. That like money is kind of like blood. It goes through your circular system, your circulatory system. It cleans itself. It cleans your organs and becomes fresh and new and replenishes itself. That's beautiful. That's what money does. It's the same thing with money. Money can replenish whole industries, replenish whole organizations. And that's what I want to talk about too. 501c3. 501c3 is a for-profit organization. It may not be for monetary gain, but it could be for spiritual gain. That's 501c3. You always say nonprofit. No, they're profiting. Ayn Rand Institute is profiting. Snitch Network is profiting. They may not be profiting, quote unquote, in the same vein as a corporation or a company, but they are, taking in the benefits of the soul based on the work that they put in. So I just think that it's imperative that we show Miss Mackenzie Scott the utmost respect for showing, for being on the front lines for men and women, who want to get their education, and they just happen to have a skin color that's a little bit darker than other people, which is weird too because it's like I don't know how many of these HBCUs are state run, like Delaware State University. I think that's a state, obviously state run, right? Is it? Is it state? Is that? I don't know how many are private, but they should all be private. They should all be private schools. There should be private schools from pre-K to post-doctorate. Everything should be privatized in terms of education. Um, I think she has her mind like she I think she feels like she's doing something right. She feels like she's doing something right. She feels as if she's making the right distinction, the right choice, and supporting these HBCUs. Um, but what does it really mean? Is it like I said, Ayn Rand Institute, Snitch Network, if she it just got, 50 million to $100 million, that'd be amazing. But if they could get $1 billion, that would be extraordinary. That would be, that would knock it out of the park. That would be helpful. 2 people in here. 2 people in here. Very interesting. There is no rush on this. Only rush is on the phone. I was up to 28 people. Then it goes down to 10, then it goes up to like 19, then it comes down to 2. This one just stays steady. It's just like 2 to 5, maybe 6. That's alright. That's all you get. 3, that's fine. Haven't got 0 though. Haven't got 0. So I'm not mad. This is just a test. This is just, trying to figure things out. Um, I'm trying to remember all the controls and different things. It took me a while to get on the screen because I couldn't remember. I had to get a face on there. That's what it is. Um, so 2 people, put a 1 up if you're in the live. Put a 1 up in the live chat. You're just sitting back and listen. It's like, I got you, Sky. I got you. I'm not saying nothing. Um, so Mackenzie Scott. I mean, I'm not like okay, who is this? Eme Kaswa 1N. Okay, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Eme Kasawa, Eme Kaswa 1 LN or 1. Thanks for the 1 up. I appreciate you. You must be new. You must be new. I appreciate you though. Thank you very much. I don't know who the other person is, but thanks for putting the 1 up. And phonetically spell out your name so I can say it correctly. But, Hemp Lord. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I just didn't know. I didn't know. Your dollar is good here though, Hemp Lord. Thank you very much. You can see it at the top, pinned at the top, on the YouTube page. Let me see. Or pinned at the bottom, I should say. Hemp Lord. It's been a long time there, sir. How are you doing? So I just really respect Mackenzie Scott. I just wish she she would just use her powers for good, not for the hood. That was a little joke. I was just kidding. But HBCUs are, not really HBCUs. I'm good. Okay, okay, good to go. Not your bro, but make sure you enjoy your barbecue. But yeah. So Mackenzie Scott, it seems like altruism. That's what it seems like. She's like virtue signaling and mixed with altruism, like saying like, "Oh, look at me, I'm helping out the blacks. I'm helping out the black people. They're so, behind in our society. We need help. We need to help them out. We need to help their lives." That's what I'm getting from her. I mean, I know she's being sincere in her mind. Maybe she's being sincere, but she may be virtue signaling. She may be virtue signaling, and also, like, altruism because, oh, she gives to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown, Cornell, University of Pennsylvania, Columbia. Did I name them all? I think I got 'em all. Did I say Brown? I think I said Brown. Um, Dartmouth. That's the other one, Dartmouth. Why she give to Ivy League schools? What she went to Princeton, but, why did she go to Princeton? I mean, why altruism? The poor blacks, they need more help. They need to be taken care of. Let me be the one. Let me be the one that gives them millions of dollars, and I could be like the white savior and show you how to do this. It's like I said, HBCUs aren't really HBCUs. Most HBCUs were founded by abolitionists, white abolitionists that felt that, their free slaves ought to be educated, you know, um, the descendants of their free slaves to be educated and, and be able to, advance in society. That's the reality of it, though. That's like I said, I don't fault her. She can do whatever the hell she wants with her money. I'm not saying that's the first thing. Oh, why are you saying what she gonna do with her money? Why you talking about what she gonna do with her money? Why don't you make $1 billion or divorce a woman worth $1 billion and get her money and snap up all the white schools that they're 90 or uh, almost 100% white. You know, I mean, it's a weird thing too. Why does she, snap up, Utah's schools or Washington schools or Vermont schools? Mainly universities are all white, pretty much completely white. See, I guess the University of Vermont or Vermont University. I don't know which one. I'm just flowing right now. Folks. I'm gonna research this. I just think she's sincere. She's misguided. She's sincere, but and that's it. I'm selfishly saying that she should promote and donate and support the Ayn Rand Institute and Snitch Network. Those are two organizations that would revitalize, reorient, and completely transform the ideals of what it means to be. I'm just banking on that fact. I'm banking on that. I'm banking on the fact that she, you know, did this. I mean, like I said, she was inspired by Toni Morrison and the plight of the black man and the black woman, and oh my god, like I can't look like I'm giving people, from these major universities money. I'm thinking about Michael Bloomberg. He's a multi-billionaire too. He gave, I think, $1 billion to his alma mater. Billion. Some schools don't even have that as their endowment. Some schools have a few $100 million or a few tens of millions of dollars for their endowment. He gave them $1 billion. So she has yet to do that. I don't think she has the power, financially to do that. She can give a few hundred, few $1 million here and pull it up to be $1 billion at these HBCUs. Um, I think that is, a powerful statement for her to be, so gung ho about the studies for young, people of color to get their education and to just enjoy life because that's what colleges and universities do. There's so much more than just, going to school and getting a degree. There's the social aspect, there's the classes that you take, there's the different ways that you understand different things. You have different experiences when you're in college and university, and they carry with you for the rest of your life. You're alumnus of a specific, college or university. That's forever, that's for life. You can't erase that. It's tattooed on your soul. Whatever university you go to, you're in your 60s and you're still going to, the games, and the football games and the basketball games and maybe baseball games, whatever the case may be, hockey games, and you're still enjoying yourself. You're still having a good time because this is the school you went to. You earned a degree. You want to, be positive and advance and do great things. It gives you a career sometimes. Most of the time, the downside, of course, is we're another billionaire. Now I have 0 viewers. I think it's exactly 0 viewers. I think this counts more so than on the phone. I have exactly 0 viewers right now. That's what lets me know. This is all tests. I had 6,000 people when I was on this right now. All right, we're back to one. I was up to 6,000 people and one live. Um, or the results of it were 6,000 people while I was on here. And I think I did that with another one, got close to it, but mostly it was for phone. My highest one was like 9,000 or something like that. That was the Diddy is innocent video. Still classic. Still classic. So it's what it is. To say a cliche that everybody says, it is what it is. Hemblor, you still in here? Who is this? Who's the number one supporter? Who's my okay, we got 3 people in here now. Is there anybody else? Come on. Speak up or forever hold your peace. I'm about to get out of here. Now it's back down to one. Kinsey Scott. Mm-mm-mm. Matter of fact, let me see how much she's actually worth. It's got to be up there. She's worth $40 billion. So she could do something. She got a good amount. She's one of the wealthiest women in the world. She's trying to give all her money away. But she's doing it in a sentence, like I said, with altruistic implications. She's doing it kind of like in a maneuver way. It's like, let me give to these HBCUs and have them, say, oh, she could get a plate to the cookout. She can get a plate. Like that's a cute little way that people like to talk about saying for white people that are sympathetic to the Negro cause. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I might have to I'm going on as long as she can. Who's in the live chat? Holly Correnti. Let me say it on here again. Subscribe to Z Therapy Holly Correnti on YouTube for all your Zumba needs. Move and groove to the rhythms and tell your friends and family to join in too. Tell her Silly Sky sent you. She says, hello, hello, what's happening? Salute to you, Holly. I am talking about Scott McKenzie. Are you familiar with Scott? Excuse me. Mackenzie Scott. I don't know. I said it all wrong. Yeah, woo! Yeah. Yeah, I had to give that to you. And across the screen this time because I'm using my desktop. I'm not using my phone this time. When anybody calls, the sound goes out. It's the weirdest thing. The sound just goes out. But anyway, Holly, Are you familiar with Mackenzie Scott? Formerly Mackenzie Bezos. So that should give you an indication, who Mackenzie Scott is. She she's been divorced twice already. She was also married to Dan Dewitt, or Dan Jewett, excuse me. No, you are not. Well, let me clue you in. I got time. Now that you're here, I'm gonna make sure I get you time. Mackenzie Scott is the former wife of Jeff Bezos. They divorced. He's his net worth is like 100 or 200 something billion dollars. They divorced. She got like $40 billion out of the deal. Not too bad, right? Not too shabby, you would say. But anyway, so she's given money to historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs. I think altruistically, but that's just my opinion. But she's given to the United Negro College Fund. She was a student of author Rocket Power Toni Morrison at Princeton. She was one of her students. She has since passed away almost 7 years ago. Um, but ever since the divorce of Jeff Bezos, she's been giving away her fortune, $40 billion, which is not that's not too shabby. $40 billion, and you didn't do too much. No, she's not black. She's not. That's why I say it's altruistic. That's why I say it's very, kind of not so great, not so good. I mean, I don't. It's easy to say altruism is evil, but I don't think she's evil because I don't know if she even recognizes that she's trying. She's like literally trying to be altruistic. Yeah, she's not black. She's completely white. 55 years old. Um, going to be 56. Um, she is, like I said, she's a double divorcee. Um, very attractive, if I must say so myself. But yeah. So she's given away $1.1 billion to HBCUs and the United Negro College Fund. Like I said, I think she, in her mind, is like, you know what? I have to help out these blacks. They're not doing too well in society, and let me do what I can. Virtue signaling kind of thing. I think that's part of her stick, part of her thing. But I think she's sincere. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I think she's sincere in her efforts. However, it's still altruism in my estimation. It's still altruistic because it's like, why doesn't she give to Harvard and Yale? I mean, Harvard is not the same as Harvard, used to be. It's because of the whole what was it, the immigration thing? They had some. My dumb ass can't remember, but they had some kind of issues with the body protesting and stuff like that, and the teachers were protesting too, and stuff. It's crazy. Other places, Yale, Brown. I'm not gonna name them all. Just give me examples of Ivy League. Why did you give to Ivy League university? They obviously are all. Yes, yes, you said it. Holly's on point once again. She's rarely off point. I can almost say she's never off. Holly says all the Ivy Leagues destroy their reputations. I would agree with you. I would agree with you because they're not the same. It's not the same. If somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to Harvard," you'd be like, Harvard. That's nice." It's not like before in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, early 2000 teens. You're going to Harvard. Oh my gosh, right? I mean, to an extent, probably it's still going to be a tough time trying to get into Harvard. You got to do a lot, and it's going to cost a lot. It's going to be a whole lot. Today, I would say whoop de doo. Yeah, you're like great, great, wonderful, good for you. you know, but it's not. It's not the same. And a lot of things like Ayn Rand said and before she was like and I think she spoke at Harvard and different schools before and during the '60s primarily. She was just like, most schools are not as are sometimes superior than Harvard. You say that even though their acceptance rate is very, 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 very sharp. It's like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I think it's in the 10% or below acceptance rate. So it's still, I mean, Harvard's not at Harvard like it used to be, but it's pretty much tough to get into if you do that. And you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a semester probably now. You're gonna end up with a debt of like $400,000. That's a conservative estimate, by the way. It may be more, maybe a little less, but I'm sure it's somewhere around there. But that's the thing, most people it doesn't matter because they either drop out, like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, for example, or they go on to do, extraordinary things, with their degree, and found companies and Silicon Valley corporations and stuff like that, make billions of dollars, and the $400,000 payments for their tuition doesn't make a dent. It's not even a dent in their billions of dollars that they've accumulated. But getting back to Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott, I mean, what can I say? Bless her heart. That's a very southern way of saying, you're just clueless. You just don't know what you're doing. You ain't got no sense. You ain't got no good sense. You don't know what you're saying. But good on you. Good for you. Bless your heart. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I mean, it's just weird. It's a weird state of affairs we're in. But like I said, I selfishly would like to see Ayn Rand Institute get $1 billion. I want to see Snitch Network get $1 billion. Oh wow. Here goes Holly Currenty. I don't care how much money they have. Him and his new wife look like two idiots. You know what I'm talking about Jeff Bezos. Why do they look like two idiots? What makes them look like two idiots, Holly? I love it. She's the greatest. She said they look like two idiots. Are you saying because of the blue origin? Or are you saying because of why do they look like two idiots, Holly? She belongs in Botch. Ooh, that's a. I'm not familiar with botches. That sounds like a reality TV show. He's dressing like a 25-year-old Cuban man. Holly, I thought you were attracted to Cubans, Cuban men. Plastic surgery disaster. Oh man, wow. I have to look that up. Oh yeah, she's definitely got some work done. She's definitely got some work done. No question. Oh my god. Those lips, wow. She says I'm definitely attracted to Cuban men. Just making sure. Real ones, not a 60-year-old dressed like one in wicker shoes. Oh my god. Thank you, Holly. I needed that. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. But Mackenzie Scott, she's out on her own like Patty LaBelle. She out there all on her own. Try to get another one. He was probably digging for money. I don't know how much they settled for. She might have given him, a good chunk of that change. $40. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. 40 billion. You can do a lot with that. She said, "Let me help out the little niggers, let me help out the little niggers. Um, That's what I do. I'm the white savior. That's what I have to do." He shaved his head trying to look younger. Well, don't hate the thing, you know what I'm saying? You know? That shave game is alright, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But, yeah, so $40 billion, that's a lot of money, and she's giving it giving she's probably gonna give it all away, try to find a cardboard box somewhere, and just live out on the streets. I mean, what is this? What is this? He has enough money to age well like James Bond. Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's people that are aging well, like and there's what is he in his 60s? Jeff Bezos. I think Tom Cruise is aging well. He looks pretty fit. He looks pretty put together. He probably see Jeff Bezos, like you said though. That's a good point about the bald. He probably has a big bald spot, and he probably has those. I don't know what it's called. You probably know what it's called. You know the hair on the sides and then the bald on top. Probably has that kind of condition. Brandon Johnson, mayor of Chicago, better not find out about her. We'll take all of Mackenzie's money put aside for black people. Yeah, I think that's true. But the thing is, she wouldn't be mad at that. I don't think she'd be mad at that. I think she would. I think that's what happened. I think she'd be okay. That's what she's doing right now anyway. She's giving it to all the blacks. HBCU. Like I said, you didn't think about Cornell. You didn't think about Columbia. She thought about I don't I say Delaware State University. That's the first one that came to mind because that's where I live, and I've toured that campus. It's very it's intriguing. It really is intriguing. But like I was gonna say a long time ago, I was gonna say Robert F. Smith. He canceled the debt for the graduating class of what was it, 2002, 2003? What was it? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, no, excuse me, 2022 or 2023. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 2022. He just canceled their whole debt. He's a black billionaire. He's worth like $8 billion, I think, something like that. But yeah. So yeah, I think she Brandon Johnson would champion it. Yeah, damn. That's awesome. Yeah, but yeah, but I think she would champion that because that's what I think she's gonna do. What else is there? If you're just gonna give your money away and not, reap the benefits from it, get a percentage back or something like that, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with donating money. That's fine. Give to a worthy cause like the Ayn Rand Institute and Snitch Network. Um, you can give to a worthy cause, and that's a spiritual enlightenment. That's spiritual. You may not get a dollar back, but you get an understanding of what you're doing to do it. Holly, we're gonna talk about the illegals now, aren't we? He's stealing from the black. This we're talking about Brandon Johnson. He's stealing from the blacks and give it to the illegals, though. Like I've said on many occasions, I'm not mad at illegals too much. I mean, there are illegals that I think should not be in America, obviously, terrorists and uh, gangsters and thugs and cartel leaders and stuff like that. That should not be in American streets and homes at all. I'm not against that. But if there are people that are that don't have paperwork, they're standing outside a Home Depot and they just want to, pick some berries or do some drywall work or do something like that. I'm all for it. Rather than have an illegal and rather than have an American sitting on their butt on a couch looking at, daytime talk shows or reality shows or playing video games without making money. You can make money playing video games. Um, yeah, I think that's true. We should be mad at the politicians who make it an industry for them. Yeah, that's true. The illegals have been weaponized. Yes, that's why I said only proper illegals, and then the transitional illegals, the ones that are actually transitioning, trying to be citizens of the United States of America. Trust me, I'm not happy about them either. Yeah, exactly, because Holly puts in work. I don't put in work other than this thing and vocal, YouTube and vocal. That's my only work. I get deposits because I'm crazy because I have bipolar disorder. That's what I get my deposits from. I have zero other taxation. I have zero other ways of doing this. I just have to have something to occupy my mind and make money. I make thousands of dollars from vocal and YouTube in between. Probably, I would say in 3 years, I made probably $3,000 to $5,000, which is nothing, obviously, but um, it's something that is I'm able to do because of that. Because of that. Because I told the truth. When you tell the truth, you usually get good things that happen. So, just to give my little spiel, my little background. But, Holly says the loser Americans, exactly, the losers, the ones that, sit back, don't wanna do anything, don't wanna give up. I mean, I first of all, I had to have, what they call them again? JOB, just over broke. I had to get a JOB, um, on let me see, 3 occasions technically, because I always a lot of people don't count the military. I'm a Marine, by the way. A lot of people don't count the military as a job, but it really is because you're doing a lot of work and you're getting paid for it. That sounds like a job to me. But I understand in a sense what they mean because it's military and it's different kinda structure than the civilian world. It's a different kind of way. There's a corporate structure and there's a militaristic structure, and so they don't sometimes they overlap, sometimes they don't. Depends on what you're doing. But, so I had, Burlington Coat Factory, Marine Corps, uh, then, I had 4, I guess maybe 4, Starbucks or, HMS Host, then I had Olive Garden. So, low paying jobs except for the military. Military was pretty decent. Um, and don't get it confused. Don't get it confused. A lot of people say, "Oh, you get your meals, you get your, you have your uniform, everything is paid for you." That comes out of your check. That you can't see it, but it does. It comes you just see the deposit. You're like, "Oh, $3,000 deposit. That's cool. Great." But that doesn't mean anything. It should be 5,000 or $6,000 because of your housing allowance, your, your food, your chow, your your dress, your uniforms. Well, I'm just letting everybody else know. I know you know, Holly. Holly says, "Yes, I know that from my ex-husband." She knows. She knows the deal, but I'm just giving a little breakdown for those that don't know, those that are unaware, if you care. But Holly knows the business. Holly knows what's happening. But, yeah, so That's how it goes for the military. For why didn't she, why did she give to do, even worse? Like altruism. Why did she giving money to IRS? Why is she just like, covering other billionaires or millionaires or people that would work, right? I mean, it's weird. That's so weird. That is really weird because you know, I still say it's altruism, and that is like a blood disease. It's like a myeloma or leukemia. Ayn Rand said that before. She said, "We knocked out irrationalism or there has got to be a reason." Yeah, um, that's what Holly said. But let me say, mysticism. We knocked out mysticism in the Renaissance, in the rebirth, the revolution, the that period, hasn't been a dominant force. It's still rooted in culture, but it's not as dominant. It's not. Yeah, science. Not science has pretty much knocked it out. You people want to cling to it just in case. Then individualism knocked out collectivism at the end of World War II because most of the, and it continued obviously with Mao Zedong and different Stalin and different figures like that. Pol Pot, they all they all still survived past World War II. But altruism is, she said, it's like a disease. It's like it's something that it's very difficult to pin down. It's very difficult. And still infects many individuals. Like I think it does with Miss Kinsey Scott. I think that has happened. I think that's happened because why? I just want to know I mean, are different articles, but she's she's hasn't really gone into great detail why HBCUs. I mean, I think they said in one of the articles I read, she was saying how blacks just she didn't say blacks just but she's just like you know uh, I'm fulfilling an idea of what it means to be an American, to help out people. Yes, Holly's on point. Fatal altruism. It's just really altruism. I mean, it's not just you can leave off the fatal. It's just altruism. Altruism equals death. I'm gonna give you a quote. Is a or a paraphrase. I'm gonna paraphrase. Like Dr. Yaron Brook. He talked about Bill Gates. Bill Gates, was one of the wealthiest in the world for like 20 years, something like that. Not one of the wealthiest, the wealthiest man in the world, like a decade or more. Um, and then some things went left, and but he's still worth like $110 billion or something crazy, $150 billion. Wow. Um, but he said, he should give all his money away, move into a tent, and if he could just show a little blood, then he could be, counted as a saint. The same thing goes with Mackenzie Scott. He's scum. Oh, here we go. Holly. Oh man, I had mixed feelings for Bill Gates. I had mixed feelings. I wouldn't call him scum, but I had mixed feelings. It's very mixed bag. I wouldn't necessarily call him scum, but Holly, you had the free reign. You can voice your opinion. I'm not going to block you. Would never block Holly, but I'm just saying. But he said, he can move into a tent, and if he could show a little blood, that would make him qualify for sainthood. And even more sainthood. There was I can't remember the guy's name. I might have to look it up. Oh my god. 'Cause y'all Dr. Yaron Brook, He said, let me see. Okay, so he once said, "There are no happy saints. His vaccine agenda is disturbing." What Just tell me real quick. You don't have to go into if you don't wanna go into great detail. Well, I haven't really picked up on what is he for the vaccines or is he against the vaccine? Is he like RFK, Holly? But, Carlo Acutis, Dr. Yaron Brooks said, "How many times do you see a happy saint? How many times do you ever see a saint smiling? Usually it's because of some horrible action that, is taken against them. They're burned at the stake, they're hung, they're murdered, or whatever the case may be, something terrible happened to them, and they're not." But the one exception, Saint Carlo Acutis, I think I'm pronouncing that right. He is what is he? He's God's influencer, first millennial to become a Catholic saint. You say patron? I think he's the patron saint of the internet. I think that's what they're getting at. He's smiling. You know what? He poisoned millions of people in Africa. I know he had his that's more altruism. Why go to Africa? Why don't you go to Europe? Why don't you go to Asia? Well, Asia's probably another, altruistic, thing, but Europe, white people, more white people. Oh no, he can't. What about all the poor African people that are dying and can't produce anything? I will do that, Holly. You're the lady of the house. I'll listen to you. I'll do it and do a show. That's a good topic. He was able to get away with it in Africa. But I remember something about the nets. He provided like millions of nets against mosquitoes or something like that for what is it called? What is it called? You have to tell me before I try to remember. Well, I'm gonna keep talking my way into it before I understand what it's called. What is it? Mosquitoes carry oh my god, you have to tell me, Holly, because I'm trying to remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up. Hold on. You can get whoever gets there first. Malaria. See, I knew you were gonna be faster than my own stupid self. Yes, he had the net for malaria, or something, and it took off there. But you're saying allegedly. I'm not saying this. You said allegedly, so I have to look into it. I'm gonna have to look into it. You said allegedly he poisoned millions of people in America? Yeah, as fast Oh, beat you. Yeah. Yeah, you beat me, you beat me. Um, but yeah, so, from what I understand, he had the nets and he had malaria vaccines that helped millions of people. I don't remember them being killed or poisoned. Now, I will do a show. I don't mind. I might do a show tomorrow, this very topic. Thank you for, pushing me along, Ollie. I appreciate that. She's like, "Beat you." She did beat me. I was like, "Listeria? What?" I know that's not right. Malaria, that's right. But, yeah, so Mackenzie Scott. Oh, and he's an Epstein friend. Yeah. He did say he regretted knowing him and being part of his gang, and it's just a whole mess. You know what's ironic? They're, like, trying to push the Epstein narrative now to forget about the war. Isn't that weird? They wanted to do the war to stop the Epstein file um, ideas. And then they're doing now, Melania is saying how she had no connection to Epstein and she didn't meet Trump on the island or something like that. That's crazy. That's years after he got outed. Oh, okay. Okay. Imma take Holly's word. She's a reputable source. She's a credible informer. Um, man, how it's not cocked. Alright, there we go. Um, but yeah, let's go back to Mackenzie Scott. We're just talking about billionaires and my favorite writer that's living today, fiction, Turay said there's no ethical billionaires 'cause this is a whole different topic, but, there's no ethical billionaires because you people have been "exploited," quote, unquote, those are his words, by these, people, these individuals who have billions of dollars. But I think that's bullshit. People make a choice. They say, "Look," like people in, Asia, "Do I wanna make 10 cents an hour or do I wanna make $2 an excuse me, 10 cents an hour, 10 cents a day, or do I wanna make $2 an hour in a sweatshop?" They have to recognize their value system, and that's the difference as well. Could you imagine if Nikes were made in America? They'd be like $500. iPhones, Samsung, made in America, it'd be like $5,000. There has to be people on the lower scale to make these glorious products that we love. They're not being subjugated, or they shouldn't be subjugated. They have to make the decision to go from the fields into a sweatshop where they'll get paid more money, be able to move out of that sweatshop or move out of that area, fields, move maybe to United States of America, open up a restaurant, and make even more money. Like, nobody ever talks about that except for Ayn Rand when she was alive, and Dr. Yaron Brook and Mr. George Crane. His wife divorced him and pulled her name off the foundation. They ran together. Yeah, Melinda Gates. Her Nay French. Her original name is French. Yeah, so she must have known something different because he was with other women allegedly. He was with other women. That probably wasn't it. I think it's a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more than that. And she's part of the altruistic camp too, because she's for when they were doing their the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, she was for, "We gotta help out the little nigger babies, we gotta help out the little Africans, we gotta help them out, we gotta so run down and low and lowly and just gotta do our part in helping out their lives. Never mind our own selfish lives, our own selfish billions of dollars. We have to give those billions of dollars to these people." I think Bill and Melinda Gates is the highest, you know, 501(c)(3) in ever in history. I'm not mistaken. They've given, like, tens of billions and maybe hundreds of billions of dollars away. I'm not mistaken. I think that's the case. Correct me if I'm wrong, Holly. There's 3 people in here, but you're the only one talking, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I thought I wasn't gonna make it because we were doing errands, and I was like I sent you an email. I don't know if you got the email, but I was like, stay tuned because I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not." Oh, you did? Yeah, I think yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah, I think I am right. Thank you, Holly. Thank you for backing me up. Yeah, so yeah, I think they're the lead charity of all time, like, even bigger than Red Cross. I mean, like, for individual for organizations that, have donated millions of dollars. I don't know if Red Cross donates money, they receive money from different things, and then they do the work, but, um, that I think is the reality. Um, Mackenzie Scott, oh my god, I just it's really sad. It's really sad because she has so much to offer. She was a good student, according to Toni Morrison, Rock and Power. Could write. She has, I think, a list of novels that she's written, which don't matter, I guess. I guess those are all for, her to, donate as well, all the proceeds for her novels. Um, I just think it's altruism. That's all I think it is. It's just altruism rearing its ugly head, excuse me. Um, I wonder what she writes about. Ooh, let's I'd investigate this. Let's see. We're gonna find out too. We're gonna see what this is. Kenzie Scott. You're a reader. You read my stuff. That's what I like. One of her books won an American Book Award in 2006. The Testing of Luther Albright. This is interesting. That came out in 2005. Then she had Traps, came out in 2013. She writes about engineers. Traps is a neo-noir novel by Mackenzie Scott, as I'm reading from Wikipedia. It follows the lives of four women in the southwestern U.S. whose lives intersect near Las Vegas. It was published by Knopf in 2013. Why do you have to say Knopf? Shouldn't it just be Knopf? It's Knopf, though. Like, it's because it's the proper name? That messed me up. People just say Knopf. It's Knopf. Messes me up every time. Okay, Holly, which have you read Song of Solomon? I just got finished reading Song of Solomon. Have you read Song of Solomon? Yeah. I've read The Bluest Eye, Beloved, and Paradise, and my favorite is still The Bluest Eye. And Song of Solomon is like a close second. I don't think so. Okay, that's cool. Make sure you put it on your reading list. After you get done reading me. um, but no, seriously. I just read Song of Solomon, lyrical, beautiful sentences, just great imagery, great engaging the senses. She uses different, smells and sights and sounds and tastes and stuff like that all together, and it's like very it's just well put together the way it's packaged. So I'm glad you read Toni Morrison novels. I love Toni Morrison. I'm so sad. I was like, it was she died the day before my auto accident. I flipped my truck, and we didn't know the news of it that day. So it was like a double whammy. It was like, damn, crashed my truck, and then I learned the news of Toni Morrison died. That sucked. I read Beloved. I don't remember what else I read. My mom and I definitely shared her books though, and she was in Oprah's book club. She was on Oprah's book club, and I used to be completely obsessed with Oprah. Are you still obsessed with Oprah? What do you like about Oprah? What did you like about Oprah? If I may ask, Holly. What draw for Oprah? Because I think she's a mammy. What is no? No, no, no what? All of her favorites list. Oh, okay, okay, I got you. Yeah, Toni Morrison was definitely on there. Alice Walker, Amy Tan, I think was on there. I don't remember anybody else. Oh, I don't like her anymore. Why don't you like her anymore? This is what I'm getting to. We're still talking about billionaires. Still talking about billionaires. Somehow we still have a thread in the whole show. We were connected to billionaires. Toni Morrison was connected to Kinsey Scott. Why don't you like her anymore, Holly? Please enlighten me. Enlighten my dumb ass. I used to order clothes and popcorn and peanut butter and gifts and anything she used to stand behind. But I think a big butt's coming in here somewhere. Or however. Yeah, Mackenzie Scott, she's in it. She's in it. She's in the altruistic lane. What is she? She gonna be like, okay, cool, cool. I'm gonna leave myself $10 million, or like I'm gonna leave myself $100, or where's the breakoff point? No big butt. I just kind of fell off. I don't butt or read magazines anymore. Oh, but okay, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. My mom used to get me magazine subscriptions. Okay, yeah. Oh, you got to give it to Oprah though. She said, "You know what? I'll make sure my face is on every one of these magazines. Oh, magazine, yeah. I'll make sure I'm the cover girl every time." Gotta hand it to her. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have my own station, my own cable network. And you know what's gonna be called? Own. I own it. Oprah Winfrey Network. That's how I'm gonna do it. She even said on one interview, you know, what it's like to be a billionaire. She's like, it's nice where you can be in the middle of the night and just gas up the jet and fly to Paris and get some crepes. I'm just adding sauce now, but this was what the gist of it. She was like, I can gas up the jet and go over, to a different country anytime I want. It must be nice. That's why I'm not down on billionaires, because somebody had to work. Somebody had to put in time. Just think about Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott's ex. He was in his room. He was in his, I don't know if it was his garage, or he was in a desk. There was a old one of those huge, block computers and tons of books and stuff all piled up around him. And he's just like on the phone, I think. And that's where he came from. That's when he was like made like $90,000 a year, something crazy like that. And that's like a lot of money. But it's not, $90 billion or $100 billion or $200 billion. Yeah, Oprah gets no sympathy from me. Hello. Yeah, Rocket Power, Paul Mooney said, I know y'all like her and everything, but Oprah's getting on my goddamn nerves. She's fat, skinny bitch. One moment she's fat, the next minute she's skinny, she's fat again, she's skinny. She always trying to top you. You know what? Oprah, 2 feet, a foot grew in my stomach. I got 2 feet in mine, she says. And she was like, uh, God talked today. And she was a retort. She's like, I was with him all night. You try to jump off a bridge, he run right after you. Ah! All plumbing and stuff. I can't take credit for all of that. It's, but that's her attitude. She's such she could be messed up from, childhood, abuse, stuff like that. But That's the reason why, she's so connected with The Color Purple, and that the novel came out, then the movie, then the musical, then the remake of the movie, musical version of the storyline. Wow. But I've strayed from it. We're still talking about a billionaire, but, she's a baby billionaire, though. She's like, I don't know, $5 billion is crazy. That's the weird talk we're in right now. We're like, "Oh, they only have $3 billion. Only $3 billion. It's crazy." Definitely, she was messing by then, but then there have been terrible reports from her girls' schools. Yeah, in Africa, yeah. Yep, and that's more it's oh, Bumba's in the room. Yuck. He must have saw my headline. We moved on to, Mackenzie Scott, Bumba. He doesn't do the yuck anymore. He does the Joker laugh now. And I don't think he didn't do it too much. Only. Yeah, only in Africa. Again, her altruism. There's altruism. There are millions of black girls in this country, United States of America, who would love to get an education from Oprah. Love to. And what does she do? She goes to Africa. Oh, they're so much more poor. They're so much more run down. There's so much all their need is greater than the ones of the United States of America. What would that look like if she would help out only Americans, and their plight? Millions. Little black girls, black boys probably too. She's mainly focused on her girls, and Ayn Rand once said, "The world is perishing from an orgy of self-sacrifice." This is all self-sacrifice, giving up your greater value for a lesser value or a non-value. That's all this is. Giving it all away. But what is she gonna do? Like I said, she's worth $40 billion. She gonna give away $40 billion? Yes. Holly is telling the truth. She says, "Nope, they can hide a lot of bullshit happening in Africa." Yes, that is true. 'Cause nobody cares. Nobody cares about Africa like that. Unless they can plunder it and, get the minerals and different, elements and, precious jewels and gems and metals from, Africa. Yeah, then it's alright, but nobody cares otherwise. I care about Africa. I care about people that wanna make, their lives better, that don't want it to be just handed stacks of flour and stuff like that, and, still live in a hut or living, with their bare feet and eating bowls of flies. Want them to work their way out, you know? Their parents, the parents of the people, work their way out into prosperity. I heard somewhere Africa by 2050 is gonna have, like, 2 billion people, I think? 2 billion people in the whole continent, not just the country, but 2 billion people on the continent. I'm not mistaken. I heard that somewhere. My dumb ass messes up a lot of data, but yeah, so Mackenzie Scott. How low can you go, lady? How low can you go? Where's the stopping point? Where's the oh, okay, okay, okay. Gotta keep a billion for myself now. I gotta, let's not get crazy here. Gotta make sure I gotta have at least $1.5 billion in there in the bank account. So I gotta make sure of that. I'm not gonna go crazy now. 'Cause what is she writing books for? Most people write books like J.K. Rowling and Stephen King and Danielle Steele and Grisham and so many more. I'm thinking about other people. There's some more that I can't think of right now. But they mainly want to make money. Like I am trying to make money from buying books. I'm not going to be like Jeff Bezos. I'm not. I'm okay with that. That's just a fact of life. I'm never I'm probably say, I hope I'm wrong, but I'll never get to Jeff Bezos' side. That's justice. That's good because he did something that's way more extraordinary than me putting a book out. It just is. It's just the markets. It's just a fact. You're not gonna get unless you're J.K. Rowling. And J.K. Rowling, funny case too. She's like, "Oh, I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire." All right, I'm gonna stop with the accent. But she says, "I'm not a billionaire." It's true. She was a billionaire, but she gave her money away. Again, she gave her money away. But I think she still gets residuals. I'm looking at the store, and there's butterbean uh, goldfish on the racks now. I'm like, is she getting residuals from that? Is she not getting money from that? They still have card games and hats and the little squiggly line for the lightning bolt, and like when does it stop? I don't know. But she has probably like $800 million or something like that. Because she gave like $200 million away or $300 million away. Yeah, like $1.1 million, something crazy like that. But she gave some of it away. So, thinking about that, you're just like, people need Ayn Rand. Read and understand Ayn Rand. Not just read, but understand. Understand the parameters, the ideas, the undercurrent of her books, of her writings. Because people, yeah, tens of millions of people have read Ayn Rand. That's a fact. All her works put together, probably 20 to 30 million people around the globe have read Ayn Rand. That's not a bad statistic. That's more than states. That's like the Northeast Atlantic states put together. Maybe even a little bit more. But anyway, you gotta understand Ayn Rand. You can't just read her. Oh, that's an amazing story. Wow, I'm really, I'm gonna make the best of my life and everything, and that's great. It's good, but no, there has to be a difference. You're gonna make your life great, but you're gonna still believe in God. You're still gonna give to the poor out of a sense of guilt, rather than saying, "I'm giving or I'm donating to make people upright and great for themselves." I'm still gonna be in a lot of this group that goes against everything that Ayn Rand said, but, it's it's only because I have a feeling. It's an emotional tie. It's not rational. So, let me just say, Mackenzie Scott, she is she's very attractive, I have to say. She's a very attractive woman. Um, but she's very bright. She's not a dummy. So that's even more attractive. Can't take a doormat. She seemed like she really was, vital in her marriages, and they couldn't stand her attitude and her approach to things. Allegedly, I don't know what went on behind closed doors, but she seems like she was very strong-willed and everything like that. So that's excellent in a woman. Um, but $40 billion. Whew, where is it going? Is it going to the niggers? Is that where you're going with your money? Straight to the niggers. HBCUs. HBCUs. No, I mean, who's asking that question besides myself? And a few people may have asked already, but why HBCUs? Just curious. I mean, they said in an article because she was inspired because of Toni Morrison, Rocket Power, to help out blacks, to understand their plight. But other than that, it's just straight altruism. It's just altruism. Nothing else that can say otherwise. You can't say anything else. It's just straight up altruism. Putting others before yourself. And that's the thing they say about kids. Okay, I'm too selfish to have kids. It's the stupidest thing you can say. That's the most selfish thing you can do. One That's not the most selfish. It's one of the most selfish things you can do is to have children. Because whose kids are they? Yours. Whose responsibility are they? Yours. Yourself. You as a person, as an individual. Oh, it's a very selfless and sacrificial thing to have children. Really? You don't reap any joy from having your kids? You don't reap any joy from raising them, from rearing them, from giving them knowledge and understanding and ethics and morals and values? That's sacrificial? I doubt it. I know it's not. Once you know that selfishness is the virtue that guides your life, then you know what to do with your money, anything. You know what to do with, your loved ones, your personal life, your professional life, your career, all that ties into it. So, Mackenzie Scott, she's got she's got a lot. She's got a lot of money, which is like it's not even in baby billionaire. We're in decade billionaire. That's a little deeper. Not a centillion yet. You're not like Elon Musk. Elon Musk has got like $800 billion. He's on his way to having a trillion. He'll be the first on record trillionaire because everybody said, "Oh, was it Masu Masu? Was it Masu? I don't know, some nigga who had a lot of money in the I'm showing my ignorance, but, in the ages before, record counters were popular, but he allegedly had the greatest wealth of all the world of all time. Matsu Musa. Matsu Musa. That's his name. But on record, and for the 21st century, okay, Elon Musk is on his way to $1 trillion. And what does everybody say? Oh, give it away, give it away, give it away now. That's what he's got to do. He's got to give it away. He's got to set up a foundation. He's got to set up a organization, 501(c)(3), nonprofit. And I've already explained that idea. Nonprofits and profits. So anybody that is questioning, Mackenzie Scott, they should. What's that, Holly? Alphabet soup? Did I say something about different organizations? Well, I was talking about the what do they call it? The 501(c)(3)s. Is that what you're talking about? Alphabet soup? I think that's what you were talking about. I just making sure. I'm slow, Holly. I'm not sure what you mean by alphabet soup. People want him to start a new alphabet soup to give away money. Oh, gotcha. You have to you have to be really patient with my dumb ass, Holly. I'm sure you realize that over these past few weeks, months, and years. But yeah, people want him to start a new alphabet soup to give him away his money. Liz Warren is after his money. Yeah, look, yeah. Hey, here we go. We haven't even talked about politicians. Bernie Sanders, Liz Warren, the squad. Oh my god. Even Trump. I would say even Trump. Trump's, completely delusional anyway. But Obama, okay, I would say like this. Obama's the second worst president and Trump is the worst president of all time. Now I love to do that because it shows that I'm not for either party. I'm an independent voter. Um, I judge people objectively. Obama did great damage to this country. He's one of the worst people to ever head, have the highest office in the land. And there's the little underlings like the squad and Liz Warren and Bernie Sanders. Um, I mean, Liz Warren, that's the point you bring her up. She's from the state, and it was my state for a little while, even though I didn't have a residency. I mean, I didn't have a permanent residency. I didn't have like a license, for state ID or something. Liz Warren, she actually inspired Obama to say, "You did not build that." If you ever go on YouTube after my show, go on YouTube and type in Obama, "You didn't build that." He said that to a group of corporate leaders and CEOs and executives. You did not build your fortunes. Your fortune was built off of exploitation. I'm using, language. I'm using paraphrasing, but he didn't say I don't think he said exploitation, but he said, there were people under you, there were schools and there was roads and bridges and tunnels and stuff like that that got your, that made you get your way, wherever that was. He just said that. He said that to them. That's perfect. And what he was really mirroring Liz Warren, Elizabeth Warren. She said that first. You didn't build that. And Obama took it and said, That sounds good to me. I'll use that." And, it's just sad. It's just sad that we live in a society that, Holly's like, "Gross, gross, gross." Yeah, yeah, we live in a society where we don't really even check. There was no checking, and they didn't even check themselves. They're like, "No, he's right. I didn't build it. I didn't build my own corporation. I stay up till 2 in the morning trying to get orders or, try to feed my baby. At the same time, I was calculating the expenditure for my, business. The late nights and the early mornings and the kid getting to school the kids to school and trying to go back to the office and see what I can do to work 12, 14, 16 hours a day, trying to get this thing off here. Oh, but I didn't build it. I didn't build my business. I'm a billionaire now, or I'm a millionaire now, made my money, glad about my money, happy about money, or should I be? I shouldn't be happy about my money? Obama said that, I didn't build that. I didn't build my business. Yes, Obama was one big guilt trip. And he was an actor, you know, I'm trying to remember who he cried over. He cried over, I think, Trayvon Martin. I think he said something like, um, if he said he would if I had a son like him, I'm paraphrasing now 'cause I can't remember the exact quote, but he said, "If I had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin." I think that's what he said. I mean, just disgusting. I know, big crocodile tears, exactly. It's exactly what it was. Big crocodile. Oh, boo-hoo. He shouldn't have cried. That's the thing. It's like, but anyway, Trump's no better. Trump is horrific. He's terrible. I give him an ounce of respect though, because no other president went after Iran. And if you watch a pretty good movie, a very good movie, pretty much going by the numbers though, nothing too extraordinary, but it's free on YouTube. W, and it has Dick Cheney. I'm gonna say R.I.P. Not Rockin' Power, but to say R.I.P. To Dick Cheney. He was like, the one place we haven't gone to, Iran. I was like, whoa, this is like 2008. It's crazy. This was going. This was a clip that was talking about 2002. I think it was. It was talking about 2002 or 2003. I love the clip where Morgan Freeman calls him half white. It's true. He's mixed. He wasn't a black president. He was mixed. I remember I had a school friend. School friend. He was. We never called him black. We never called the family black. We called them mixed because that's what they were, and that's what they are. Mixed. We talking about billionaires? No. Well, we were kind of talking about billionaires, people that Obama addressed and said you didn't build that. I mean, just disgusting. It's horrific. Oh, but we were talking about a billionaire. Trump is a billionaire. He's got like $6 billion, I think, something like that. He reminds the world that Obama had a white mom. Yeah, yep, he had a white mama and a black daddy. He had a black daddy from Africa and a white mama from America. So he was the actual African American. He was a true African American. He might have been made in a test lab or something like that. He said he was born in Hawaii. Oh god. So, like Trump, like I don't Trump doesn't he's more altruist. Trump is an altruist too, but in a different sense. I think there's a sense that he thinks that people that are under him need to have, care, you know. I think that there's an alphabet soup talking about alphabet soup. There's an alphabet soup of, organizations and agencies that need to go away, including EPA, DEA, FDA, OSHA, NOAA, um, what's it called? FEMA. All of them need to go away because they don't need protect individual rights, and that's the only function of the government is to protect individual rights. If you don't protect individual rights, you should be out of here. Uh-oh. Well, just think about the Jennifer Hudson thing. What Jennifer Hudson thing? Are you talking about her family? Her mother? Her brother? Is that what you're talking about, Holly? I wonder what compelled Trump to help her. Jennifer Hudson? Are you talking about Jennifer Hudson, or do you mean Nicki Minaj? I don't remember anything about Jennifer Hudson. I could be mistaken though. I know Nicki Minaj. When her family was killed, Trump put her up in his place to stay afterwards. I did not know that. Thank you for telling me. No, J HUD. Okay. Huh. I didn't know that. That's amazing. I did not know. I'm gonna look further into that. What was his impetus for that? What was his reason for that? That's all I want. But I wonder what made him reach out to do it. Probably altruism again. I'm not sure if she was I don't know if she probably is not a Trump supporter. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe she was. Like I said with Nicki Minaj, she's like, oh, 100% guns a blazing for Trump now. She's like for it. Definitely altruism. Yeah, altruism. But there is always a reason for everything, and I wonder what it is. Well, I don't agree with the idea of there's a reason for everything. 'Cause that would suggest that there's some kind of mystical force, dictating things and saying, "Well, it happened because it was like I did this, like I reordered the nature of the universe," or something like that. Everything that's human related should be 1, 2, 3, should happen because of reason. But yeah, so Mackenzie Scott, man, whew, Mackenzie Scott, just $40 billion, $40 billion and dwindling. It's going fast. There's a, write-up. There's a, article saying, um, Mackenzie Scott's fortune is diminishing, and I'm paraphrasing, and that's just the way she likes it. So that's a paraphrase, but yeah, okay, we just don't know it yet. Like there's gonna like the sealed files, like if you look this up, listen, um, Obama's braids have been sealed for the next 60 years or something like that. I've heard. If I'm not mistaken. That's you can look that up. Obama's grades in Harvard have been sealed for 60 years. But that's different. But we will know we should know it soon enough. We should know it soon enough. But yeah, it's all altruism. That's all it is. There's no other way of saying it because Barry Soetoro's grades. I have to look that up. Well, I like that conspiracism. Barry Soetoro's. I watched a big Candace Owens deep dive on Obama some time back. What do you think about Candace Owens? I think she's a malignant cell on the body of the political factions. I don't like big Candace Owens. She's cancerous. What do you think, Holly? She's very well spoken. She has great diction, but the content is horrific. It's terrible. She is an influencer, though. I have to give her credit. She is an influencer. She has a great following, but she goes back on her word a lot. She doesn't fact check. I admit when I don't fact check. If I don't know, my dumb ass doesn't know. I'll just paraphrase them or something. I really don't know what to think of her right now. I thought she was very smart. Yeah, she's very smart, but she's like smart evil. You know, she's like a mad scientist thing. I just had to check on that. I thought that was very funny. The Barry Soetoro. Soetoro. Um, I think Candace Owens is not good. She reminds me like a female Nick Fuentes, Clavicular, uh, Andrew Tate. They're all in that same bucket. They're on the same idealism, same toxic vitriol that they spew. I don't like them. They're not good for America. They're not good for the world. I don't think that they should have any support. You know, they have millions. I'm not mad at that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, this isn't out of envy. Um, if I had a billion supporters, I'd still go after them. So I don't know. She lives in England now. England is no longer England as we know it. So I don't know who is influencing her. I greatly dislike Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate. We're on the same page, Ali. That's cool. That's really cool. Because I can't stand them. I think they're terrible. And are you familiar with Clavicular? Clavicular is another influencer. If you didn't already know, he talks about like the looks maxing. That's his ideal. Looks maxing. Your jawline should be aligned, and your clavicles should be prominent, and you should have a physique and everything like that. You have surgery to get all that together. Like it's just very disturbing. And Nick Fuentes, yes, you know him. Yeah, and Holly says I know the name, but nothing of him yet. He's clavicular is he wants you to believe that the way your appearance is, that's how you get women or something like that. That's the only way you can get a female. Really? If you have no game, then you can't get a female. That's just a fact. You have to have game to get female. That's usually with intellectual. Um, that's an intellectual conversation. That's thought. It's not your looks. Yeah, you can integrate. You can have great muscles and abs and all that and everything like that, but you just have great muscles and abs, your deltoids and biceps and stuff like that. It's not gonna help you much. Your lats, your back, all that. That's great. Have that, but integrate that. Integrate that with you learning various martial arts, because that's a mental kind of thing. Because that's physical, but it's mainly mental. Like Holly knows, at least one kid is in karate. And martial arts teaches you to think more so to you engage in physical contact. I mean, you go into physical contact, but it's more so about the thinking method. It's all about, using your brain, using your mind, and they don't get that. Nick Fuentes is a really horrible person. Andrew Tate is a really horrible person. They're both, like, just toxicity. It's just horrible. Horrible. And I'm not mad, like I said, he has, like, 20 million subscribers or something stupid, crazy. Andrew Tate, I think, has something like 20 million subscribers or something. Wow. Good for them. I'm not knocking them for that. I know I only have, what, 1,100 followers, something like that. I'm I'm not knocking them for that, but I'm knocking them for their presentation, their their ideas. They're horrible ideas, horrific ideas. That's why I don't like them. Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott, man, like, oh, what is she gonna do? What do you do? I could see, on her deathbed, like, "Okay, give it to the niggers. I'm about to get." She just passes out. She gotta be alive. She's gonna eat off of her novel sales, maybe $100,000, maybe, maybe 200,000, 1,000,000, maybe 10,000,000, maybe. If that, not $40,000,000,000. She's given away 1.1 billion so far. Yes, yes. See, this is what confused me. Why hasn't Oprah adopted white children? I always thought that Oprah was gonna adopt white kids. Why is she adopting with Stedman some white babies? She's got the she's got the resources. She's educated. I think what are the other, criteria for having a child for having adopted children? That'll prove where her heart is, exactly. True. Oprah has dogs. They're like, "Yeah, fact. She has dogs." She's a modern day feminist. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You were once a feminist, right, Holly? And you were like, "Forget that. I'm done with that. Get out of here." And once upon a time, and look where it got me. Here I am, all alone. You are not alone. Doing it on my own, Miss Independent. That's right. More power to you, Holly. More power to you. Miss Independent. Well, it sucks, so not laughing at you, Holly. I'm laughing with you. You're a champion, though. You're a champion because you have 2 beautiful kids, great kids. I've never met them, but, I'm sure that you have raised them to be respectable young people. Um, so you're doing it all by yourself. So I know it was a big dupe, okay, but I can't, like, say, "Oh, yeah, it definitely sucks," 'cause I can't be there. Either laugh or cry, so we laugh, yeah, yeah. Mackenzie Scott, $40 billion gonna dwindle down to what? What is her break what is her point? What is the number? What exact number where she's like, "Oh, good. Let me at least hold on to this $1 billion," or so or like, where does it stop? Well, it looks altruistic already. Oh my like, you know how people usually use the word altruism, like to help people or to aid people. That's not altruism. Altruism is sacrificing yourself, giving up your own values to facilitate a lesser value or a non-value. Yeah, that's seems a little cynical, but that's probably true. Holly says it stops the lower tax bracket. Exactly. Like, what does she do? Does she, like, hide her money? Does she, like, take it from a bank and then put it in plastic and let the air out and, hide it behind her garage? Like, that's a good point. It stops the lower tax bracket. It's probably true. That's probably where she's gonna stop. I can just imagine that. Probably where it's gonna stop. Bet you. I'm not a betting man. I gamble with my life, not my money, but, I got that from Mr. Choice Arts credit. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what it's gonna be like. When she gets to that tax that right there in that sweet spot where the tax bracket is, like, "Hey, hey, 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 yo, I'm done giving it away. I'm good. I think the Negroes, the niggers, they're gonna they're gonna appreciate it. They're gonna appreciate my billions I give away." So, I'm good right now. This tax bracket is pretty good right now. I'm good. I'm good for giving away stuff right now, and that's the thing too. The write-offs. So she probably made more money giving it away than she I mean, not more money, but, she probably made a good amount of money, from the fact that she gave away cash. She probably got some kind of incentive from the tax man for giving away billions of over $1 billion. Like, wow, okay, yeah. Maybe that's a tax write-off, I don't know. So, Mackenzie Scott, altruist, someone who does and I don't mean that like I said, thing is with language, it's very scary. Like, "Oh, it's very altruistic." Yeah, good thing, right? No, it's not a good thing at all. So she's an altruist in the sense of giving up her own values to support her own life. The people she don't even she don't even know these people. She has no idea who the HBCU who's benefiting from what they're gonna do with the funds. I mean, that's another line. That's totally lie. They can mismanage the money. It happened to Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg gave away $100 million to Newark school. Where did that money go? Into the pockets of the administrators, and they got, Cadillacs, and they were wood grain gripping, and, you know, he gave it was during the time period when he was still just taking, Facebook a little bit more. He had made, his first $1 billion when he was, like, 26 years old or something like that. He had a few $1 billion in the bank, and, the movie just came out, and they're like, "Oh my god, I look like a complete asshole. Can't do this," So he yeah. Holly said, "No way, did it?" Yeah. Yeah. Look it up, look it up. Newark, Newark, not Newark, Delaware. Newark, New Jersey. He went to, the school system, donated $100 million. Where did that money go? Allegedly, it went to, wood grain gripping and, rims and ribs, I think he just went on his face. I mean, that is just a byproduct of altruism. The main thing is that you gave the money in the first place. He did it out of sense of guilt. He had to counter the idea of him being, "Oh, he's just a selfish, mean, money grubber. I don't like him. Oh my god, I'm never using Facebook." Like, that's the kind of thing he was going it was going through his mind, going through, his thoughts. He was like, "Oh, man, I can't might as well give these niggers and spicks $100 million or they're never gonna, see me the same way." Then it goes on to, him being in the trials. I don't know if there were trials, hearings. Hearings where, like, being addicted to Facebook, stuff like that. Well, they need not be on Facebook. Where are the parents? Why aren't the parents doing it? Why aren't they monitoring their own children? He got up and turned around and apologized off mic, said, "I'm sorry for what I've done. No good deed was unpunished." There's 1,000 plus billionaires in the world. There are 900 billionaires in America, just as that you know. So, I mean, and these are people that, they're very few. Like I said, read and understand Ayn Rand. What's his name? Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban gets excited when he thinks about the Fountainhead. It's one of his favorite books. Maybe it's his favorite book of all time. Um, he just gets excited at the idea of it, you know, he loves Ayn Rand, but he doesn't follow her principles fully. He doesn't he's unprincipled when it comes to, matters of the economy, of finances, and things of that nature. So, it's like the blues. This is the blues. This is all the blues. You know, you have something, I mean, August Wilson, the great playwright, rock and power to him. He said, you know, I have a short story, right? It's called God damn, I can't remember the title. What is it called? I have to look it up. Hold on. Let me look it up. I'm gonna try to find it. Hold on. Looking it up right now. Still looking for it. Hold on. They're not helping me right now. Hmm. Anyway, I can't find it. It's crazy. But it essentially says as a story about Balboa, and the world was his ocean, and he was drowning. That is it. That's the whole story. It's all you need to know. That's life. You own the whole world. It's your world. The world is a sea, is an ocean, and you're drowning them. That's life. You're drowning. You're not in, you didn't drown yet. You didn't die, but you're struggling. You're fighting your way, you know, through the currents. So, Kenzie Scott, mm. Baby, 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 baby. Kenzie Scott. When she hits that tax bracket, that's what I want to see. I want to wait. I want to see. I want to see. She's still very, you know, she's relatively young. She's 55 years old. 56. Relatively young. She gonna space out over time how much money she's gonna give away. How much of that time is she gonna really invest? I guess you can say invest in these HBCUs. How much of her actual effort is gonna show up to, you know, each one of these HBCUs, not just give away money, but gonna, you know, be there for the ribbon cutting ceremonies to the new auditorium. Is she gonna address the students, um, during the commencement speech, which is next month? God damn! The year is like the days are long, the years are short. Seriously, he's it's already graduation season coming up. 5 stuff like that. Holly says, "Oh, I hope so." What hope so what? Hope what? What do you hope? That she actually puts in time and effort and not just gives away the money? I could kinda respect that at least, 'cause that just shows that she gives at least a bit a smidgen of care. I hope she speaks at her graduation. Yeah, that would be cool. I would agree with that, at least. That's just showing, like, now she's just not cynically doing it. She's actually gonna, be, involved in the process of, graduating these, students. Yeah, I could see her speak if she hasn't already, I'm probably Might have missed it. Let me make sure. I'm looking for it right now. Hold on, just give me a minute. I'm looking for commencement address, commencement speech. She is not known to deliver public commencement speeches, but her historic unrestricted donation in 2025 including 50 million to Bowie State and 42 million to Elizabeth City State University have made her a celebrated figure during university graduation ceremony. Graduates and universities, graduates and university leaders have used these events to publicly thank her for supporting HBCUs and underserved students. That is amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. She may not speak though. She may be like, "Here, niggas, get my money. Here, get it while you can. Get my money. There you go. Have a nice day. Do what you gotta do." I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Do what you got. What are you gonna do? We spend it on. What are you gonna spend it on? You gonna spend it on some wings? You gonna spend it on some ribs? You gonna spend it on some rims? You gonna spend it on a bottle of beer and a pork chop or a pig foot? You gonna spend it on some chitlins? You gonna do? Secretly, what? Yeah, whoo! It would be hilarious. Yeah, you know what? If Jeff Bezos came out on some like you remember what was his name? Sterling? Was it Roger Sterling of the Clippers? He was saying all that kind of uh talk against. He's like saying like, "Oh, I just I got all these black players. I don't give me my money or whatever." I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along those lines. Yeah, if his new wife caught him saying something off color, pun intended, that would be detrimental to his whole entire empire. Damn, that was a good point. Uh-huh. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine if he was racist against niggers? Oh my god. And oh my gosh, Mackenzie would look like she was a saint. She got away from him. Oh my gosh, great, great, good for her. Good for her. See, he was a terrible racist. She knew it, and she gave away all that money to the HBCUs. Good on her. That's a good point, Holly. But Mackenzie Scott, oh my god, oh my god, she'll hit that tax bracket. She'll slow everything down, everything, all the whole gravy train. People gonna be looking like, oh, we need another wing. We need another hall. How many halls and wings are we named after? It's gonna be Mackenzie Scott cafeteria, Mackenzie Scott Hall, Mackenzie Scott auditorium, Mackenzie Scott lecture hall. It's got to be. It's gonna be. and it's gonna be named after a white woman at HBCU. She didn't go to. Why didn't she go to HBCU? They do accept all people. You have to. I think they're all state colleges. I don't think they're private colleges. I think private colleges even have to take in everybody. If I'm not mistaken, I think even the private college, the private university has to take in all walks of life. I think that is true. Either way, and I'm not sure about HBCUs. Yeah, they sure do. I said they sure do. So, yeah, so why didn't she go to a HBCU? You know? She went to Princeton. Why didn't Toni Morrison, Rocket Power, why didn't she teach at her alma mater? Not Cornell. She graduated with an MFA, I think MFA. Anyway, a master's degree from Cornell. She had a BA, bachelor's, degree from, Howard, DC. Now she did teach at Howard and I think she did teach at Cornell too, but, why don't she stay at Howard? You know? It's just like it's weird. It's just we'll never know, you know, but definitely a question that kinda comes up. Um, that's the ugliness of altruism. It's the ugliness of altruism. There's no reason for it. It's not rational. It's all emotional. It's how you feel. Holly says, "But we can speculate." That is true. That is true. I can go back in time. You wanna go back in time? This kinda hit you. This kinda hit you, Holly. I didn't I was when you came in while I was talking about, um, Mackenzie Scott. Now, we talk about what I was first talking about at the beginning of the show, ghostwriting. You see at the top or you see it on the beginning of this video. I don't know where it is, viewer, but it should say Pusha T hit with ghostwriting allegations regarding Quentin Miller. What do you think about ghostwriting? Singers and rappers, and you care? Do you're gonna kill me? I gotta go. No, that's cool. We've gone a good time. You've definitely contributed a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Holly. Salute to you. Thank you very much. You're gonna kill me. I gotta go. No, 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 no. No, there'll be none of that. But salute to you, Holly. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the other person in this room. I'm about to get out of here myself, and I hope you all enjoyed the show. This is one of my longest shows in a while. I'll probably still only have 20 views. Oh, you're headed to a hockey game. Cool. That's great. That's really cool. They must. Are they? Is it a professional or a college, or is it a kids league or high school? I could say high school too. Providence Bruins. Okay, cool. That's really cool. Well, I hope you have a great time. Hope you have, hope you see them. George Carlin always called hockey figure skating and beating the shit out of each other. That's basically what hockey is. But I actually, I mean, I've watched hockey games. I've watched YouTube clips to try to understand it. I still don't understand. I only know that what those 2 aspects, and the goalie. I know the goalie. I know who the goalie is. I can't tell who the enforcer is. I can't tell who the I think there's a wingman. I I I tried it one time, and I still don't understand the game. It's just it's a cool game, no pun intended. Yeah. I still hope you have a great time. It's a cold game. It's a cold game. But salute to you, Holly. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. We've had a great time. The clock says 2 hours and 40 minutes. Thank you all. Thank you mostly to the lady of the house. Let me do this as the last time. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe to Z Therapy Holly Correnti on YouTube for all your Zumba needs. Moving group rhythms and tell friends and family members to join in too. Tell her Silly Sky sent you. And thank you very much. I'm out of here. Take care.